Hey traders, this is Marco. We have Friday the 19th of May. I have another bar by bar for you today, and in front of you can see the 2000 tick ES chart, the ES future, and I'm coming to TPC always around 7:30 in the morning. So I'm checking the overnight price action, and you can see a range here. Prices were not able to break the overnight lows and overnight highs, and then I'm drawing a range. And recently we saw some channel progressing from the range lows. I'm drawing this right now so you can have a look. Prices bounced off this support a couple of times and pushing lower here. This is the first break of this uptrend here, and after a break we want to see a retest of the highs, and this happened already, and we are bouncing right off the overnight highs here around this level. I cannot take a short that's too close to the break of the channel. I want to see further confirmation, and also it looks a bit congestive here. We are making another push higher, and most breakouts out of ranges fail, so I'm expecting that prices will not break this range and go higher, but break it temporary and then coming back inside the range. But still, I cannot take this setup. I want to see further confirmation that prices are stalling here, that prices want to come back into the range. Usually that happens with a nice lower high or a double top. So we have to see. This is a lower high here now, but this is very, very close to the EMA. So I also don't like this wick here on the bottom. So I'm just skipping this because I'm not sure what prices are doing. Prices going lower here, finding support at the EMA. Sometimes you will see that prices bounce back to the EMA and EMA provides a support and then takes higher again. So this is what I'm saying. If you take a lower high back inside the range, then there should be enough space back to the EMA, and clearly this was not enough space here. And this is an interesting setup now, because let me extend this range here. You can see prices broke the structure, made a new high, made a lower high, and this is now a potential second entry long failure here on this bar. So prices made a new high, first entry, second entry long. So if we are pulling back here and prices go back inside the range, then I really like the setup. Also, this bar has only 5 ticks here. So I'm marking this trade as a failed second entry long, and yeah, with this low risk, and also can be seen as a lower high because clearly prices are forming a top here on the resistance. So we can really risk this trade on 5 ticks, and prices go lower here, breaking and sliding through the EMA. So you would be out of the trade, and most probably you would have a runner here, and prices go lower. This is the market opening. You can always see the opening on my chart by the change of the background. It changes to this white background here, and prices pushing lower here, and you can see we are staying below the EMA. So this is a very strong push lower here when prices cannot even pull back to the EMA. To take a short, we would like to see a pullback back to the EMA and forming a second entry short, something like this. But this is congestion here, and this is the middle of the range. You can see the midline here. So we are not taking any setups and just waiting. Also, there's the first break of this downtrend structure here. So I'm waiting how this plays out. We have a new low in place, and now prices are pushing back to the EMA and forming a lower high here. But I really don't like the context right now, because prices already had a break of the shorter term channel and made a new low, and with this strong bullish bar higher here, we could see a pullback and another leg higher equal to the size of what we have here. So I'm really not confident in taking a trade here. Also, you would enter so much above the below the EMA, excuse me. So entering that far away of the EMA, I think it's very risky when prices are moving with a range and not having a clear trend, for example. So I'm skipping this. Also, you would not even have a trigger here if you like this short. And prices push higher here. Maybe we see a bit push higher here to finish this second leg. And this is interesting now because, as I said, this structure played out and prices are pushing back to the EMA, pulling back and now pushing above the EMA. And now we could have the case here that EMA is providing support. Also, prices made a new low here. First entry short, second entry short, failure. So we have a potential failure here on a reversal. If I draw a channel that could look like this, we have like 3 touches here. It's not a second entry yet. This is only a first entry here. So if you are aggressive and you say that you're fine with this congestion here, and you think that prices played out this structure already, you can consider a long trade here on a failure, of course. Let's see, failed second entry short. And let's see if this works out. Prices are bouncing off the EMA, taking out all the shorts that were hoping that prices go one more time lower here. And you can see once prices pushed above this level here, this is an important level where all the short traders have their stops. Once prices reach that level, all the shorts getting stopped, and you can see this push higher here. We're breaking this shorter term uptrend structure here for the first time. So it is likely within a range especially that we see a bounce from the support to the range resistance. So we have the first break here and we want to see a retest of the highs, and we are bouncing off this resistance level here that was pretty much there from the overnight already. Of course, we want to see what prices are doing at this resistance level, if prices can break this resistance, or if prices are stalling here and bouncing back to test the range lows again. But it looks that the channel broke here, prices retested the highs and now bouncing back inside the range, because you can see here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 bear bars forming here, going back inside the range and almost finishing perfectly on its low here. So we are going lower, we are going back inside the range, and I would like to see and look for some shorts right now, but only when they form properly. This is only a first entry here and it looks pretty congestive, so I don't like to take this setup and see what happens. Prices are going one more push higher here and testing the resistance one more time. And what I can see from here, there is some support coming up, and also prices are failing in testing the range support here. We tried this for the first time here and failed. Look at this strong bull bar, then prices bounced back, got rejected of the range resistance, and tried another time to go lower here, and even prices failed above the midline to break lower and test the range support. And this is an indication that prices could break out to the top, but of course this is not a guarantee. Right now we're just seeing that prices have some issues, some troubles in breaking through this very strong resistance here. So let's see what's going on the next bars. Prices bounce off this level again, and I'm drawing this support here. Let's see how prices react to this support. We're slicing through it. So right now, prices really trending lower to the direction of the range lows. And this is what a healthy range should look like. Prices bounce back and forth between the resistance and support. So we are on our way to the range support here. And we see direction at the EMA. And if you draw this channel here, then you can see prices have made this new high here, have the first confirmation, second confirmation, now testing the channel again on a second entry short. And I must tell you, I took this trade here, and you will see we are losing here. Prices got me in and stopped me out in the next move. And I want to show you the problem of this trade. If you decrease this channel to this size here, then we had an overshoot, and after an overshoot many times you will see a break of the structure, and also there was a shorter term channel working higher which was not broken yet, and I simply didn't see it at the time, and my bias was, as I said before, in healthy ranges. Prices go back and forth between resistance and support, and my bias was that prices are pushing lower here to meet or to hit and test the range support. So I got into this trade here on a second entry short. I really liked the setup at the time, but I saw after the fact that I shouldn't have draw this channel this way here, but closer like this. And according to this, we had this overshoot and also this shorter term uptrend here in play. So I should not have entered here. But you guys were saying that you also want to see some losing trades, and I'm explaining you that on this trade here, I didn't see the context very well. So I hope that you can learn something from it. Always draw your channel very close to the lower parts and higher parts of the candlesticks, and respect the shorter term trend channels. We have a break of the structure and retest of the highs all in one candle pretty much, and prices are going lower now. Notice we have a break of the structure and a couple of legs now to a new high, and prices cannot reach this range support. So I'm drawing here some support line like this. Maybe we have to consider changing the range and making it a bit closer here, because you can see prices simply cannot come back to the range support, and then you must ask yourself, is this range anyhow valid? Prices are pushing here strongly above the EMA, not even pulling back, and testing the range resistance here one more time. But I can't see any trade here so far, so we just have to wait. Also, this candle here is not reaching the resistance, so we have to wait. Now this is very congestive. This may be, but as I said, there is a congestion coming up, and you really don't want to trade into congestion. Maybe also there's a bigger structure here in play. It could look like this. So right now we have this uptrend working higher here, and the bias and the structure is not sure, and whenever we are not sure, we are skipping this. And you can see prices finding some resistance here again, and then pushing strongly lower here. But on this bar, I really cannot take a short, because this is right into the EMA, right into this range support here. That could be a failed breakout out of this mini congestion, but I think this is not enough to take a short, and also this bar is way too big, so we would like to see a much smaller bar to consider even a short here, but with this size, not a chance. And prices really have no clear direction. We are stalling here a bit, forming now some potential downtrend if you consider it like this. Break of the structure, and we would like to see a test at the EMA to retest the lows of this shorter term channel here, but we are only getting a first entry short here, and prices pulling higher cannot enter on this bar, because this is some kind of like inside bar for me. I would like to see a clear push higher and then rejection, and prices are pushing higher here. You can see we are not reaching the range resistance here. We're coming short here, so still waiting what prices are doing. Right now this is real chop. You can see like prices finding some support at the midline of the range, but without any clear bias. We're going higher and lower here. And now you can see prices getting some momentum and forming this very strong bear bars going lower. And I'm extending this support that I drew earlier. And really, we find some strong support at this level, because whenever prices are bouncing here, then you can see some rejection popping up. And we're getting a lower high here. Unfortunately, only a first entry short. And I don't like to take a trade on a first entry. So I have to wait here. And also it's pretty close to this support here. Let's see what prices are doing. We're going lower, breaking this support line here and bouncing off the yesterday's close. This is the red line that presents the yesterday's close. Maybe we can even draw here some bigger trend channel that could look like this. No setup here, same story as before. First entry, it's right into this support here, and it's also not bouncing off the EMA. So we are waiting here, pulling lower, and for the first time since pretty much the overnight price action, we are testing this range support here. So finally prices made it to the support and not stopping here on this previous support. So we have an official test of the support and prices are slicing through it a bit, or you can extend this range, then it looks like this, but I will just leave it where it was. This channel here, this shorter term channel, is breaking for the first time and is forming a second entry short right now. The thing and the problem I have with this trade, it's the size of the bar. It's 13 ticks. It's right into the range support here, and it's so far below the EMA. So if this closed a bit closer to the EMA, then I'm okay with taking a trade here to retest the lows of the shorter term channel. But with this far away of the EMA and with this size of the bar, I really don't like to take this trade. It would have worked out, but yeah, that doesn't matter. Of course, when we are not taking, then you should not be sad about working or not working trades. We are retesting the lows, breaking out of this range, and as I said before, most breakouts fail, so we're coming back inside the range. And I think you can see the size of the bars are changing here, because at 10 we have this speech of Powell, and it just turned 10 around here. So from here his speech started, and from there you can see volatility is increasing, and now we can see some trending back and forth in both directions. We're drawing always the channels, the shorter term channels, break new high, then we're going lower. Same here, shorter term channel going higher, break, no retest of the highs yet. So we are simply going back and forth here, and there's not really a clear structure. If you consider this lower high here, it's above the EMA, so I really don't like to take a setup here with this wick bag, and we just have to wait. But now you can see the bears are getting stronger, and we are pushing really strong below the EMA here. Let's see if we can find some channel here. Maybe we take this high here and draw it like this. That would be a smaller channel with a break in new low already. Cannot take a trade here. This is so far away of the EMA. We would like to see a pullback to the EMA for a potential second entry, something like this. And I think we have to increase the channel to this bigger one here. But yeah, still no trade. We would like to see a setup forming directly at the EMA. We're breaking this bigger structure as well and making a retest of the lows, and you can see there's strong selling coming in here. So the bias is right now clearly to the short side. But we have a break here and the retest of the lows. So this channel here could be played out and we're going higher from here. Let's see the reaction at the EMA. Always check prices reaction around the EMA when you're not sure. And we can see there is some congestion coming up and prices are pushing above the EMA here for the first time after this strong sell-off. Usually markets is moving in two, so we will see most possible like 2 legs above the EMA going strongly higher here. So right now this channel played out and we are trying to find a bigger uptrend structure here because prices clearly reversed now after this very aggressive sell-off here. But really no trade. You can see here around the EMA there's pure congestion, so nothing to consider. And prices are bouncing back here and testing our channel support line here, but also this is congestion now. Even if there was a second entry forming right now, I cannot take this trade because it's too stacked up here. And whenever prices are that stacked up, I'm simply staying out of the trades. We have a strong push higher here and then a correction in the next bar. So you can see this is really crazy price action here. And I think this is because of Powell's speak right now. And yeah, this is live price action already. All in all, not too many setups, I must say. Let me zoom out here. Wow, and you can see how prices are jumping back and forth here. So this is very volatile. I think you want to stay out when it's that fast because also the size of the bars are very big here. This is a 19 tick bar. So really stay out of this if you see this. I'm zooming out here one more time so you can see what happened during the day until this moment. Prices stayed within this yellow range. We had a couple of tests of the resistance and I was speaking about this setup here. My favorite setup of the day, I must say. Then we are going lower here, breaking the structure, cannot reach the support of the range, and this is an indication that prices will do the opposite, testing the resistance of the range. And there was a very nice fed second entry short, but I was speaking of the setup. This is an aggressive setup, so consider this. Also, there is some congestion around. Then a couple of more tests of the resistance, and then we're going lower. And I was speaking about this trade here. That was a loser that I took today. So it's not really a trade, but I marked it. So I'm putting this like diamond on top. We were speaking about this trade, why I liked and why I took it, and also why it was not a good idea. And I hope you can learn something from this. Then prices tested the resistance one more time, and then finally we see some pushes lower here. Unfortunately, no real good setups. This was a potential here if prices finished a bit closer to back to the EMA, or if you want to try on a limit order, of course. In any case, there must be enough space to take a scalp here back to this support. So marking this if you are interested in this trade, but yeah, just follow what I just said. Do not take trades so far away of the EMA. If you can get in on a limit order, or if this bar closed a bit closer here to the EMA, then for sure something to consider. Yeah, then a couple of pushes lower here. We are breaking the range with this downtrend, breaking the downtrend, retesting, and it's going back and forth right now. So there's really no clear bias. Right now it looks more bearish because this pullback here is failing right now, because you can see this strong push higher got rejected in the very next candle, and we're going lower from here. So maybe there's even a bigger structure here in play, something like this, but this looks way too huge. So really you have to test around a bit, maybe like this. Yeah, we need more price action to see if there is a bigger structure in play, but right now really prices are pushing lower here, and yeah, just look for the shorts and shorter term trend channels. That's it for today. Thank you very much for following us. If you haven't, please subscribe and like the video, and I wish you a very nice weekend. See you next time.